This video is going to be short. It concerns all the press that Meghan Markle is getting, and she's marrying Harry. They're calling her the American princess. This is like I'm a pawn in a game of chess. And as time goes by, I hope the Brits haven't forgotten me. But history still has my father, Edward VIII. It's all lies. He was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe, who was Queen of England in 36 and should have remained. They took my dad down with character assassination. A double married Wallace Simpson and became the illegal Duke and Duchess of Windsor. My father would not go along with Illuminati, so they took him down with lies and doubles that did antics and behavior that was attributed to my father. In the background on Wallace Simpson, my father never married her. A double did. Roosevelt's the Illuminati. Kennedy's took him down. His own brother George, the illegal six. Elizabeth is illegal. The whole bunch of them are war criminals because they all know it, and that includes Diana. I'm the victim in this. My father and mother, my sons Mark and Scott, who are heirs after me, and God knows, they've had so much done to them, and I don't know where they are. Now, I don't know how this ends. If it would be nice if this is where the press would finally tell the truth. Because I don't like it. You wouldn't like it if your father had been defamed and the world viewed him as a horrible person. My mother is deleted. You don't see Queen Claudia Ruth O'Keeffe. You don't see Queen Victoria II, and that'd be me, and that was legal the day I was born. So they had to kidnap me. Kennedy, you remember John F. Kennedy, who his father was appointed ambassador by Roosevelt, a Jew. They were part of the global government, the Kennedys. And JFK and Robert were so promiscuous, and Marilyn Monroe was murdered. Let's see how many. Dorothy Kilgallen, but she was murdered later. She's supposed to have the link to all this. Anyway, you don't hear the press saying anything about me, although I've taken things, all of it, to the press over and over. They knew about my kidnapping before I did. I found out in '83. So I could go on and on. If it doesn't end and the truth's forced to be told, all of it, it's so horrible that you got the Queen here. You've taken down my father with lies, this country, and Sir Winston Churchill, Archbishop of Canterbury, Cosmos Lang. You got a whole list. Winston Churchill was close friends of Roosevelt, President Roosevelt. They even gave him a suite in the White House in a limo. This is what you get for being a cold-blooded killer. How many Brits died in the wars? We're made to fight against ourselves. And I didn't mean to put all this up because it either comes to a conclusion and they've won, and part of my own family overthrew the British government, and it gets to the point where the Brits, the ones that were for me, are any of them still there? I'm the legal monarch. I'd like to clear my father's name and see my mother's name placed where it should have been all along. I know Meghan Markle's actress, and she's been married, and she's biracial, which is in helping her. But the understanding is that they're not legal, none of them. And yet the United States and the press has so gun-ho supported her in showing last night on The American Princess. You don't hear what they did to me, and I'm the Queen of England. You don't hear about my mom. You hear lies about my dad. You don't hear about my sons that are heirs after me. Mark, not William, and not Charles. So I'm a pawn in a game of chess. And I want to mention this because I put up, and if someone wants to call me names, I've had that done. What I want to say is Larry Flint was shot in it with mind control. The person was programmed. It was concerning the Tesla files I started writing about. I'd worked for doctors in Urban Medical Hospital there in Marietta on, was that Delk Road? Anyway, not Delk Road, no. That's, anyway, I can't think of the, can't think of the street that was on. Anyway, it's how you create an illness or cure it. So there's always been cures for cancers, or you can cure it or you can create it, as you can all of it. Make disappear of natural cause. And I was writing about people who are programmed to kill, like the man who shot Larry Flint and killed him. Well, wow, I don't mean to say that because I don't want to hurt Larry Flint. I'm not sure, as a lot of people are, that Mr. Flint survived. His attorney was killed, and the judge in it was pretty bad. Anyway, I may be rambling here because I've put up so many, but and here at the end of this one, I told about murders being done in patterns, and I explained it the best I could, and some of them can be proven outright because it's invisible, mind control is. These were done deliberately, and I had a letter from the FBI June the 23rd of 79, and that's my father's birthday. Well, not in 79, obviously. But Megan grew up there talking about there's things, and I'm wondering if they go through with it. And I'm hoping it's a prelude to telling the truth in correlation to what was done to my father and never corrected. My mother deleted from history me and my sons, except for the pain and hell we go through. And some of the Brits nowadays don't even know it. And I don't know that, excuse me, that some of them would care. They're so mesmerized by Elizabeth, she's part of the Illuminati way up high. She doesn't serve their interests. My father, they took down because he would not go along with the Illuminati. And look what happened to him. He had his wife, and they were still alive and married in 86. The double died and was buried at Windsor Castle in 1972. So this shows you the lies. What you don't see is the pain and suffering and crime that was done to my parents, but to me personally here because of who I am. Diana was close to Henry Kissinger, who was head of state and head of defense under Richard Nixon. The Bloomingdale tapes, the 18.5-minute gap, the reason it was subpoenaed, you should see what's on it, what was being done to me, the Queen of England, here in this country of the United States of America. But I want to focus on just the one thing, really. There's more like patterns. They are saying things about that. Meghan Markel, let me see if it's going up, actually grew up on the set of Married with Children. It's not just that her name is Peggy Bundy. Peggy's the name they gave me. They killed the real twin to Carl Dempsey, where Jeff K. and company the Illuminati helped dump me off there in a pigsty trash dump in Moulton, Alabama, at 41 at age 2. This is the Queen of England. So I'm in a game of chess. I'm a hostage, a pawn. Whether the truth is told, I don't know. And if it is, you'll find out where the patterns, and if this is pre-done by somebody trying to help. I don't know. Because I do know that it was mentioned to me back in 2010. I just didn't have all the clues to put it together. So I don't know if it goes on and she marries, and they're already talking about what an asset she will be to the royal family. That's not the royal family. It doesn't belong to them. And if you can pass it from one person to the other who commits a crime so well and gets away with it, then what good is a monarchy? They're a bunch of cold-blooded killers, the ones sitting there. They're not even celebrities, but every channel, everyone's carrying it now. They've got Elizabeth on with 2 birthdays. They're focusing on criminals that have gotten away with the biggest heist that really, I suppose, that ever happened. But you don't hear a word about me. You don't hear a word about my mom. But you did hear about Princess Grace of Monaco. She was an actress, and I have nothing against her. She came by hers legal, okay? That's none of my business there anyway. But she's legal. But you hear about her being an American. But my mom, me, my dad, my children, my country, it's taken over by thugs.